This is gonna be such a wet video, man. Let's go! Come on! Oh. Let me welcome you to Coos Bay, Oregon, and specifically, this is Bastendorf Beach, one of my favorite beaches on the entire Pacific coast. We're here in Coos Bay because I'm on a mission to discover the greatest small towns in America. Right now it's January 2024 in Coos Bay, Oregon, which means it has been raining more than anywhere else I've ever seen, basically. The parking lots are flooded. It's been raining nonstop. Right now it's actually dry, a miracle to film the start of this video. But it's gonna be wet today. That being said, Coos Bay is still absolutely one of the greatest small towns in the country, baby. So we're starting, we got a lot to see on the Cape today. Gonna go to a really good dinner restaurant tonight too, so let's go. Now what you're looking at right here is what makes the Oregon coast one of the most special coastlines in the country. You can see the ocean is washing in its waves into the freshwater river coming down. So right now I'm walking in salt water, but as soon as the wave goes back out, the river is going to come back with it and bring the fresh water. And the second is that unlike all of California, basically, here in Oregon, the forest comes to the ocean's edge. Because people love to live on the ocean and the most populated places, they've pushed the forest back. But here in Oregon, it's much less populated. So you come here and you can see the freshwater rivers coming down, meeting the ocean, and the wildlife, the animals and the forest coming up to the Pacific Ocean's edge. It makes it one of the most magnificent places anywhere. A lot of people like to pretend that California is the best coast in the country. No way, dude. No way. There's some great beaches. I just filmed one of the last videos in Morro Bay. Look how deep it's getting. But there's nothing that compares to the entire Oregon coast for the wilderness, the wondrous scenery. And we're only getting started today. So I'm gonna dunk my head in the river real quick, and then we're gonna go out to the lighthouse next. Let's go! Whew. I was gonna go back, but look at how much the ocean wave raises the river. It's a good thing I picked up the camera in time, because look at this. That's just incredible. Look how far it's going, man. Oh my gosh, so we gotta wait for the ocean to go back. I might get washed out to sea if I don't wait for that, but this was just dry ground a second ago. Look at that. That's incredible, isn't it? Man. Oh. Normally in these videos, I would take you to a breakfast restaurant, and there is probably 2 really good breakfast restaurants here in Coos Bay that I'll leave in the 24-hour Coos Bay guide in the description below. You can download that for free. But because I ate a ton of food last night, and we're going to a really good restaurant tonight to get a good meal, I bought some carrots last night, and these will be my breakfast that serves me for this morning until dinner. Carrots are good for you. So you just saw the sandy beaches part of Oregon. Now this other part of Oregon that you're gonna see right up here. Oh, we gotta get out of the... We had to jump over the fence. You know, people are too safe these days. So, but you can see why. Oh my gosh. Look at that drop off. Okay, so maybe the fence was a good idea. Anyways, this is the other side of Oregon. That is one of the things that's protected the coastline from development, is how are you gonna build anything on this, right? Like, this is some of the most jagged, intense bits of coastline, maybe in the continental United States. It almost looks sort of like Alaska. And then way out there, you can see the lighthouse directing ships in. So this is some pretty amazing stuff out here. Keep going. You can see the rain has returned. You can see how wet I am for being outside for the last 30 seconds. This has been about normal over the past 2 weeks. But it's worth it to be in a place with all this crazy stuff, man. Even with the rain, wind, and cold, being out here, this is what's really special about living in a van. I get to spend every day seeing natural sights like this. You can tell there's a kelp forest out here because you can see all the little bulbs peeking above the waves. You see the waves crashing into these rocks, like boom, all day. This is the most special thing about living in a van. There's difficulties that come with it, but this right here, this is pretty hard to beat. So after a good full morning of adventure, we're down here on the Coos Bay boardwalk. You can see this is the town right over here. Short little tiny place, about 15,000 people that live here. But it's about 12 o'clock right now, and I'm feeling a little bit snacky after hiking around in the rainy cold on the coast. So I'm going to introduce you to a place called the Face Rock Creamery that has some pretty spectacular cheese. I haven't been to Italy and tasted some of that stuff, but this cheese, really, really good. So let's go. One of the best parts about this restaurant is it has really good Wi-Fi. I'm sitting down to write an email to my list, the adventure list that you can subscribe to in the description of this video. I just got this beautiful sandwich, little turkey panini, sea salt and vinegar chips. The cheese is so good. Oh, happy day. I'm gonna finish up this email, but I'll go take you on a little van tour. I had a lot of questions about that in the last video. But let's show you a little van tour, and then after that, we're heading to dinner. So just finished at Face Rock, got some cheese from them. We got the aged cheddar and the 3 pepper jack something or another. Wanted to really shout them out because they do great work down here, local company. So if you guys come, I highly recommend Face Rock. But now I had a lot of questions, a lot of comments on the last video asking about what I'm gonna do for my build, what am I gonna do with the van and all this stuff. So I thought I'd give a moment and show you what we have inside the van right now. So got a new pillow. This thing's been huge. Here's my backpacking backpack. And as you can see, probably the biggest upgrade I've done is my mom got me this for Christmas, actually, which is just a little carpet. It is insulation under all this. It's not attached to anything. It's just sitting on top, and it's allowed me to sleep at night in the cold and not die. Like, I drove through Montana in this, and it wasn't comfortable, but I didn't die. So that's a big bonus. What I've been doing every night right now is, this is just my roll of blankets. So I've been unrolling this every night and sleeping right here. So this is really all I have for my van build right now. I've been looking at a company called Wayfarer Vans that's probably about $25,000 to build this out, things like that. But I mean, honestly, I don't think it's a good idea to try to upgrade everything too soon. You gotta remember, I lived in a car for 2.5 years. This is like being in a mansion, man. So I really don't feel the need to upgrade the van yet. And it's really expensive for me to do right now. So it'll probably be to like early 2025 where I change from this setup to the next one. But right now, this is what I do. So I just had the little thing right here, the little carpet, got a little exercise mat and a pillow that I use depending on how high I want my head to be that night. It's very, very simple. So a lot of people had questions about that. Just wanted to show that off real quick. That is everything that I own right now. And I'm really satisfied with it. That's the update. Van tour done. At last, the time has come for dinner at my favorite dinner restaurant in Coos Bay. We're gonna go in and show you how great this place is. This is Seven Devils Brewing Waterfront Ale House right up here. Favorite restaurant here, and I'm hungry. I'm stoked, dude. Let's go. So if I'm being honest, that burger I just had here at Seven Devils was probably the most mediocre meal I've had at Seven Devils ever since I've got here. So instead of putting them on the recommendation, and you can see in the description below, I have a little guide that goes with each of these videos. I'm gonna switch it out for another place. There's a place called the Shark Bite Cafe that I think has the best burger in Coos Bay. I usually only go there for lunch, and I was thinking Seven Devils would be better, but that Shark Bite Cafe blew that burger that I just had away. So I'll include that down in the description below. If you want to download that, go ahead. But that finishes it up for our Coos Bay YouTube video today. It was rainy, so I didn't spend a whole lot of time outside. I got to show you a little bit of it this morning. Really fantastic place. Coos Bay, one of the great towns of America, and we're actually going to do another small town in America next with like a $250 Wagyu steak just down the road. It's just probably going to be the most expensive meal I've ever bought, but I'm stoked to film that video for you. So subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and stay tuned for the next one to join me on the mission to discover the greatest small towns in America. Take care, stay wild, be free, and click the link in the description. Download the Coos Bay Guide now.